at this map of California. Zoom into the eastern side of the state, near the Nevada border. Now watch what happens when we move just 85 miles across this landscape. Here, the land sinks to 282 feet below sea level, the lowest point in North America. But over here, the ground rises to 14,505 feet above sea level, the highest mountain in the entire lower 48 United States. The difference between these two places is 14,787 feet, and yet, they are almost neighbors. One is a place where temperatures once reached 134 degrees Fahrenheit. The other can drop below freezing even in summer. This is the story of Death Valley and Mount Whitney, two of the most extreme landscapes on Earth. To understand this contrast, let's start with the valley. Death Valley is a desert valley in eastern California, in the northern Mojave Desert, bordering the Great Basin Desert. It is a 156-mile-long valley, surrounded by the Panamint Mountain Range from west and Amargosa Mountain Range from east. The valley covers about 5,212 square miles. It is the hottest, driest, and lowest place in North America. One of its locations, Badwater Basin, lies 282 feet below sea level, making it the lowest point in the United States. It is 84.6 miles east-southeast of Mount Whitney, the highest point in the contiguous United States, with an elevation of 14,505 feet. Scientists believe that centuries ago there was a lake here, which eventually dried up because of extreme heat, leaving behind salt flats and dry lake beds. In the afternoon hours of July 10, 1913, the United States Weather Bureau recorded a temperature of 134 degrees Fahrenheit in Death Valley, which stands as the highest ambient air temperature ever recorded on the surface of the Earth. Death Valley is part of the Basin and Range geological region. The land formed when blocks of Earth's crust were pulled apart and tilted. As mountains rose, the valley floor sank downward, forming a half-graben structure. Its name came from a gold rush incident. In 1849, a wagon group searching for a shortcut to California got lost in the desert for 5 weeks. When they finally escaped, one traveler looked back and said, "Goodbye, Death Valley." The reason for its hot temperatures is the mountains surrounding Death Valley. They block moist ocean winds, so rain falls on the mountains before reaching the valley. By the time the air arrives, it is extremely dry and hot, leaving the valley with only about 2.3 inches of rain a year and temperatures often above 122 degrees Fahrenheit. More than just a desert, you might think the valley is only empty sand. But that's not true. It has major landscapes include massive salt flats, sand dunes, racetrack playa, colorful volcanic rock, rare desert waterfall, and Devil's Golf Course, a rough salt-covered land where it's jokingly said that only the devil could play golf. The most shocking mystery of Death Valley is the sailing stones of racetrack playa. Rocks appear to move across the desert floor, leaving long trails behind. Scientists studied this for decades until Richard and Jim Norris recorded it in 2013. After rain forms a shallow pond, thin ice sheets break and winds slowly push the rocks across the mud, sometimes over 200 feet.